I, 25 male, have had a solid relationship with my wife, 25 female, since the beginning. We met in middle school and started dating as sophomores, even back in 8th grade. We knew we would end up together. We just couldn't date at the time due to her parents' wishes, which was fine. In retrospect, I nor any other 8th grader is ready for any sort of committed relationship. We always knew. Once during freshman year, she was being bullied by some senior soccer players. She was on the team. It was just standard teenage crap. But I wrote her a card telling her how much her friendship meant to me, how glad I was that she was in my life, and I gave her a small necklace too. Nothing expensive, in fact, it's made of plastic. But she loved it, hugged me, told me she never wanted us to devolve into strangers, and she has worn the necklace essentially every day since. Now I fear that, if my mental health is of any importance to me, I may be forced to make a stranger. We went to the same college. She followed me to school, something I advised her not to do unless she wanted to go to the institution on its own merits. She insisted she did, and that I had nothing to do with it. Dated throughout, went to parties together, etc. I never worried about her fidelity, and she never worried about my own, something I thought was a good sign. If she was worried about my faithfulness, I thought she may be projecting about her own struggles with upholding our mutual trust. Fast forward to 2 years ago. We are both new graduates. I get a solidly paying job right out of college as a writer for a local newspaper. I also took on editing duties, and being in a pretty big city, I was paid well and is actually a minor celebrity in the area. I also go on TV to report from time to time, and I'm featured as a guest on some local programs. My then girlfriend and I get an apartment in the city. She also has a decent job as a manager at a local restaurant. Things were going smoothly. I'm not being arrogant. This is an important detail for the next bit. Around 18 months ago, I got a call from my girlfriend. She's pregnant. I, being a 23-year-old at the time, was of course a bit frazzled. I considered the options in my head. Adoption, termination, being a father. I didn't raise those first two options to my then girlfriend. I thought that might come off as insensitive. She wanted to keep it. I figured I was young, wealthy, and mature for my age, though I suppose most young adults think that. Anyway, I agreed that we should keep it, and once the decision was made, I got pretty excited at the prospect of being a father. The pregnancy went well until the very end. Then, my girlfriend got injured and she dealt with depression after that, irrationally thinking that the baby was hurt despite our doctor confirming that it was fine. Idiotically, I decided to propose to her. I wanted to marry her for sure, and it would be good for the baby to have a mom and dad who were married, I thought. I also wanted to cheer her up. We got married a few months after the birth of our son. She got serious postpartum depression, and my job got more demanding. I wasn't able to be as home as much. My status grew, and my wife was still carrying a little weight. Still not overweight, but she was clearly upset about it. She seemed really insecure that I was cheating, but I wasn't, not even close. I'd never even consider that. Then last week, my wife left her phone on our kitchen table as she did the dishes. It vibrates and I look over at it. I wasn't trying to snoop. Sometimes when a phone vibrates, your first reaction is to take a glance, you know. It was a new Tinder match. My heart instantly started racing, but my wife was across the room, so I didn't pick it up to further investigate. I couldn't sleep that night for obvious reasons, and my wife finally knocked out around 1 in the morning. Baby keeps us both up. My curiosity got the best of me, and I opened her phone. We know each other's passcodes. She has over 1,000 matches. I didn't dare to look at the conversations. It would have killed me. I put the phone down and didn't sleep at all that night. It's around a week later and I've probably slept a total of 13 hours since then. I can't eat, and when my wife asks what's wrong, I just chalk it up to my work, which is also getting affected. I'm at a loss. Reddit. I can't talk to my friends about this since a lot of them are also close with my wife, and I'm not sure she's actually met up with any of the matches, so I don't want to make a big deal over nothing. My mind has been racing forever and I haven't slept. Well, I understand the stress. I mean, let's face it, anybody in a healthy relationship has no business having Tinder, and if they do, it's definitely not for good reason. Now, additionally, what makes this look even worse is that she's been having some trouble thinking that you've been cheating on her. That's usually an indication that she's a cheater in this case. But I don't want to say that because of one thing that gives me pause. The fact that you mentioned that she had is insecure about you. And now I'm just basing this off of my own personal experience on being cheated on and all of the cheating stories that we've read on Reddit. But that's not necessarily an indicator. The cheater is usually a lot more vile, unless she's some sort of psychopath or sociopath. So even though you may risk being lied to, I would simply just tell her about it and say, hey, what's up? I saw you got on Tinder notification on your phone. What's up with that? Why do you have Tinder? You don't need to be nice about it, but you don't have to be aggressive. You can just ask and say, I'm tired. I don't want any BS, so just give it to me straight, and let's cut the crap. Also, you don't mention any other behavioral changes, like she's hiding her phone or anything like that. So no other classic indicator is that she's a cheater. She just has Tinder. She has 1,000 matches, which, wow. I mean, I've never used Tinder. I would assume 1,000 matches is a lot. But you also didn't read any of the messages because, well, you freaked out of course. So if I was in your shoes, OP, I'd put her on the spot. The thing about lies is that they usually have short legs, so that might make it easier to identify if she's lying to you or not. And what do you guys think about this situation? How would you go about finding out the truth? Let me know in the comments section, and now let's move on to the community comments to see what they said. Hopeful Road says, "Brother, there is absolutely zero reason to have Tinder on your phone if you're married or in a relationship." Agreed. I'm not going to spitball or anything, but you should definitely bring this up to her. Of course, she'll end up saying it's nothing, but you definitely need to do something before anything escalates into anything serious. For your own health, confront her. People will disagree with me, but having Tinder on your phone, in my opinion, means only one thing. You're trying to hook up with people. And OP responds, "This is how I view it too. I keep trying to think of other explanations, but they all seem weak at best." Reddit user 622 says, "If right now her self-esteem is as bad as you say, she could have done it for the ego boost and nothing more. This doesn't make it okay in the slightest. I'm just saying, you need to bring this up to her so you know all the facts before making any rash decisions. The way you handle it will affect your son too." Subaccumulator 111 says, "Dude, there is honestly no need to talk to her. There is only one reason to have Tinder on your phone. She's either effing around or getting ready to. If you ask her about it, she will lie until the end of time and say whatever it takes to keep her life from falling apart. She knows you very well and will be really good at manipulating you. You need to get divorced. I'd go ahead and talk to a lawyer. If you want to tell her what you found, do it after you've gotten legal counsel. There is no excuse for having Tinder installed as a married person." And Beck01221 says, "I know you are scared of reading the messages, but I think you need to do this before you confront her. She will delete these messages, and then you will always doubt her if she said nothing happened and she just wanted an ego boost since you are not home as much and she has put on weight. You need to know whether she has cheated and not her saying that she hasn't. It will be hard to trust her again, if you ever really can, but think long and hard about what you want, what you can and can't accept about her being on Tinder and how it can be fixed. You haven't accused her yet, so you have time to think about it. This will show you how to approach her best." Additional information from OP comments, "I'm too scared to talk to her. I almost don't want to bring it up. I know I should, but doing the logical thing is terrifying sometimes. It's hard to override my emotions. Also, she's been down lately and I don't want to do anything to upset her, especially if she does have a good explanation. She might get upset that I thought that she might be cheating. Anyway, I'm going to try and catch some sleep and I'll be up in the morning." Alright, well, the community definitely gave OP a lot of different approaches from straight to divorce without saying anything. Just get legal counsel and go get a divorce. To investigate further, to just tell her what's up. Update. I finally worked up the balls to confront my wife over this 3 days ago, on Sunday. We went out to brunch, and after, I told her straight up that I saw a Tinder notification. She told me that she uses it as a confident booster, something not so surprising since some of you said that could be the case. She then opened her profile and showed that she hadn't talked to any of the guys she matched with. I scrolled around a bit, something she let me do, and found that she was telling the truth. There were only incoming messages, no outgoing. I told her that that made me very uncomfortable, that I still loved her very much, and that she shouldn't be unconfident. She said that she was insecure about her pregnancy body. She didn't think I was attracted to her anymore. She had nagging thoughts that I was having an affair. Not true at all, and that she would never see another man. I asked her to delete it, and she did it instantly. She told me that if I was still paranoid, I had every right to snoop on her phone from time to time without permission. I told her I had no intention of doing that. I don't, because I don't want to be that husband. Still, we're off to couples therapy, but I think we'll be all right. I just hope she gets her confidence back soon. She has no reason to be insecure." Extended from OP's comments. Okay, let's get one thing straight. She didn't accuse me of being the cause of her insecurity. She knows she's being irrational and admitted as much. Also, I am quite aware of the intent of Tinder, and not everyone uses things for their original purpose. When you've actually been in a marriage, which most of the users who commented on my post likely haven't been in, you give your spouse the benefit of the doubt, especially when they provide what I would consider quite substantial proof. I also asked her why she didn't tell me, and she said that since she was using it for such an innocuous purpose, she didn't think that there was anything to tell me. So, I'm okay and at peace with what she said. I have no evidence that she's effing other men. Finally, I'm still very flirtatious with her. I don't let her forget how beautiful she is, even this past week. With worry eating my insides out, I've been gracious and affirming. Thank you all for the warm wishes. Alright, OP. You confronted her and she gave a pretty reasonable excuse. Still, you guys are going to couple therapy to get health. Maybe also work on her self-esteem and bring you guys closer together, which I think is a good option. So on that note, here's wishing you both the best in the future. Story 2. I, 27 male. Best friends 27 male. Girlfriend 40 female. Just called me and invited me over without my friend there. So I literally just got off the phone with my best friend's girlfriend. Occasionally the three of us will hang out together. Usually it's just me and my best friend, but I've never hung out one-on-one with his girlfriend alone, or any of my friends' girlfriends. She called me and invited me over for drinks and offered food. My best friend is working and won't be home for another 3 hours. She also mentioned that I can stay until he gets back from work. I told the right come over. I'm not sure if I'm just being weird, but there's a part of me that thinks I should text my friend and letting know I'm hanging out with his girlfriend. I've known him since I was 5, so I would never do anything to jeopardize our friendship. And if I'm being blunt, I'm really just not attracted to his girlfriend anyways, but I don't want there to be a presumption of anything untoward happening. Okay, OP, take a breath and slow down for a little bit. She invited you over for drinks and dinner and to stay there until your friend gets there. You've hung out with her before just with your friend present. I'm pretty sure she just wants to get to know you a little bit better because you are her boyfriend's best friend. Unless you're leaving information out of the post that like she's been flirty with you before or she's made weird comments when you two guys are alone, which of course you didn't mention, I'd say this is totally innocuous. But if you want to be on the safe side, you can always text or call your buddy and tell him, hey, your girlfriend invited me to dinner and I wanted to bring chocolates as a thank you. Can you point me in the right direction as to what kinds are her favorite? That way, you're covering all the bases. You're telling your friend that you're going to be there 3 hours before him, having dinner with his girlfriend, and you're being polite as a guest that's invited to dinner. Other than that, OP, don't make drama where there isn't any. And what do you guys think about this situation? How would you go about it? Let me know in the comments section, and now let's move on to the community comments to see what they said. The Fixer123456 says, yes, you need to text your friend and let him know. He may already know, particularly given that she is saying you can stay until he comes home from work. But you need to be safe versus sorry here. Deleted says, is this thread the Middle East? Why does he have to clear it with his best friend to hang out with his girlfriend? Funnily enough, over the years, I've learned a very important, even shocking lesson. Men and women, brace yourselves now, cause this is a biggie, can spend time together and get to know each other entirely without it being sexual or awkward or inappropriate. Go hang out, get to know your best friend's girlfriend. And the Cut 12 says, honestly, I feel like this would be fine if everyone was in the same age. But a 40-year-old woman asking a 27-year-old to come over to hang out. Not saying the age gap in the relationship is bad. It's totally acceptable. But doesn't she have anyone her age she can invite over as a friend? And talking about drinking seems fishy to me. Dr. Lucario says, I think I'm a bit late on this one, but I probably wouldn't have accepted the invite, and also would have told your best friend about his girlfriend's invitation. Senora T says, I don't think you should go over there. What is the point of hanging out with her without your friend there? Don't you find it kind of weird? I would not put myself in this awkward position. Tell her you will come over once your friend is off of work. And has been verified says, this could be nothing or could be something. Really, better let us know if it's innocent or if she wants action. I know it's not uncommon for people to want to bang the friend, but the nerve to try to do it behooves me. Alright, well, the community is kind of all over the place, but there's more comments saying that OP shouldn't do it and this could be fishy or weird. I don't think so. I honestly think this is just her trying to get to know her boyfriend's best friend. It's absolutely innocent and there shouldn't be a problem. I'm more in line with that second commenter that said that men and women can be friends. I do actually believe that. It doesn't happen all the time, but it can happen, of course. Update. I quickly wrote my last post because I was looking for answers before I arrived at the house. So, like I said before, I've hung out with my best friend's girlfriend before, but it's always been the three of us. And she called me or texted me before, but usually it's in the context of a group thing that I and my best friend are in the process of setting up. So, when I saw her name pop up on my phone as she called me, I knew that there weren't any plans. I was just with the both of them watching a game. And my immediate thought was that something bad had happened to my friend and that's why she was calling me. So when I answered the call, that was my mindset going in and I was kind of a deer in the headlights. When I answered, she asked me if I had any plans for the evening. I told her I didn't. She asked if I wanted to come over for some pizza and beer and hang out. I had just gotten home from work and told her that I just needed to change and I could come over. At this point, I thought all three of us would be there, but that's when she told me that my friend was still at work and wouldn't be back till later. So, to those of you asking why I would even go over in the first place, I was already pre-committed. Now, to those of you wondering, I did not text my friend that I was going over. So, here's the thing, I've known him since I was 5. So, 22 out of the 27 years I've lived, I've been friends with this kid. We grew up together and he is basically my brother. I knew what my intentions were and trusted that he would trust me. Nonetheless, the girlfriend did let him know that I was coming over, and so he texted me when I was on my way to his house. He knew I was going to be there. I also have a recording app on my phone that I had ready to use so I could turn it on if the conversation started going inappropriate. But I did not have to use it at all. When I got there, all me and the girlfriend did was talk about life stuff until my friend came home. I feel like, if anything, this was just a little bonding time for the two of us and an opportunity to connect more. My friend is an important person in both of our lives, so it makes sense to me that his girlfriend and I should also have a good friendly relationship as well. All in all, I think I just freaked out a little because it could definitely have been an awkward position if everyone's intentions weren't good. There you go, OP. No harm, no foul. It was just a bonding experience because, like you say, you guys are very important to each other, so she just wanted to get to know you better. That's what a good girlfriend or a good partner would do.